price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Brothers and sisters, welcome everybody to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. Be one to all of the family out there. If you guys are new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And please make sure as you guys are coming in, if you guys leave a like too, because that really helps the channel. Let's see who we got in here. Keith, B1 to you, brother. Maxwell, B1 to you. Jay Click, B1 to you. What's up, everybody? Tyquin, B1 to you. The Black Nuremberg Trials, B1 to every single last one of you guys. If you guys are watching live or watching on the playback, there's quite a few things that we're going to get into tonight. So I kind of want to start off, but I want to give a shout out to the person. I gave a shout out on my Instagram, but I got this new cup with this new logo. I don't know if let me make it like right up there so you guys can see. You got the fist, and the fist is on fire with the Afro Elite thing, and it's a great cup. Okay, keeps the drinks nice and cold. So you can get that at the website. Link in the description. Speaking of links in the description, make sure you guys follow on the social media. All right. Now let's go. First things first, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about, but the first thing I wanted to talk about is this. B1 versus Pan-Africanism. All right. I said, now, if you guys haven't noticed, I had a debate between, let me make this bigger. I had a debate between a Pan-Africanist, and I have an upcoming live stream debate on Pan-Africanism coming up this Saturday afternoon. So I'll be giving you guys further details about that, so you don't want to miss that. So it's going to be really, really good. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to advertise it a little bit later, which is why it's important for you guys to be following me on my social media. That way, when I advertise things, you guys won't miss out on it. Okay. But B1 versus Pan-Africanism. And then we have some that, and I want to show the quote tweets. This is why I want to show this. First off, what is Pan-Africanism? Now, Black First and Pan-Africanism are literally the exact same concepts. How do you say, I don't understand Pan-Africanism or Black history without saying that? Like this. Okay. Without saying, so this person is saying he doesn't, I don't understand Pan-Africanism or Black history. Okay. And then these are the things that crack me up. But your name is Afro. Never mind. Okay. So, color identity defending Pan-Africanism. Oh, this nigga literally has Afro in his name. So this is the thing that I had to say. People are very bothered by the name Afro, and I love it. But before we get into Afro as the name, which isn't changing, because they got people saying you should change your name to Black. No offense, but Afro Elite is the name, and that's how it is, and it's not changing. But okay, let's get into the difference, and this is going to be a little preview of my interview that I'm doing this Saturday on another brother's program. But the difference between Black First and Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is the concept that everybody, all Black people, the entire Black race, comes from Africa, and that we all need to center pretty much our identity around we're all connected through blood, and that blood is tied to Africa. Okay. Now, the issue with Pan-Africanism is the fact that there is no unified sense of the motherland, that everybody who comes from the motherland, we all have a sense of unity just based off of the fact that our DNA is tied to the motherland. That is what Pan-Africanism is the fact that if your DNA, if your race is tied to the motherland, then you have a connection to it. Okay. Black First is an ideology that says that you put your race before you put all of the other intersectional factors in your life, such as your age, your class, your sexuality, so on and so forth. You put your blackness before that. So your main agenda is your black agenda, and that every black person who shares the same mentality, that is your brother and sister in that agenda, in that mindset. Is the difference between Pan-Africanism is that it's tied through like a blood tie to the motherland, and black first is a mentality where you prioritize your blackness. That's why they say black first, be one. That's black first. So that is the difference. You saying, yeah, be one good brother Afro Lee, you got that elite Afro. Yeah. As far as the name Afro Lee, you said that's it's a dope brand name. Exactly. First off, Afro Elite is just a great name. It literally is a great name, and I'm not trying to brag, but it really is a great name. When I was coming up with different names, I was thinking about different names, and I did want to use black, but I just didn't really know how, like what I wanted to say. And I didn't want the name to be too long. I wanted it to be kind of like easy to remember type name, and it was Afro Elite. And I like the name. A lot of people like the name. People say Afro is tied to Africa. Afro is Africa. No, let's clear that up right now, and I might have to clear that up again because people always coming at me over the name because I'm not a Pan-Africanist. People always, oh, but your name is Afro. Your name is Afro. Okay, let's clear this up. When I think of Afro, not just the hairstyle that I have, but when I think of Afro, I'm literally thinking of blackness, like the essence of blackness, the essence of having a black hairstyle. That is what and that's not necessarily tied to Africa. To be totally honest with you, it's a little bit more tied to foundational Black American culture, if we're going to be honest, because Africa, and this is no disrespect, but Africa really doesn't rock afros like that. Africa, the continent, I mean, never really had an afro phase like America has. America is the country that had an afro phase during the civil rights movement, and the afro phase came out of Black empowerment. The wearing the afro proudly came out of the resistance and the pushback that Black people were always being told that their hair was bad hair, that they had nappy hair. So wearing the afro and being proud of your hair is a symbolism really of our culture, of Black American FBA culture. That doesn't really exist anywhere else in the world, to be honest. Now you can have in the person's name, you want to know who got the cup. The person's name was just say M Studio. She does graphic designs like this. It's a really good graphic design, very creative. You definitely want to go to her page on Instagram and check her out. Be one sister, great. But afros, and this is just me, but afros is very much so a Black American culture thing. It is really Black American. To be honest, is really FBA. And this isn't no disrespect to the diaspora, but it kind of is. No, like the trend of wearing your afro, anytime you walk around with an afro, you instantly think, oh, that you look like you came from the 70s. You look like you came from the 70s and 80s, because people look at that and they have the connection of the civil rights movement and back in the day how Black Americans were wearing afros. They don't think about Nigerians, no disrespect, but they don't think about Nigerians wearing afros or Jamaicans wearing afros and things like that. Like certain hairstyles are specifically tied to the culture, and afros are specifically tied to the culture. Another thing too, Malcolm X was actually, Malcolm X really wasn't super big on the term African American. If you guys didn't know, Malcolm X actually said that he preferred the term Afro American, because to him Afro is like another word for Black. he wanted to call us as foundational Black Americans. He referred to us as Afro-Americans. So going all the way back in the 60s, Afro was like a symbolism for Blackness, and Afro-Americans were something that we were called all the way back in the 60s. So for people to like, oh, your name is Afro, first off, that's a great brand name. Don't be hating. Two, that's Afros are really tied to FBA culture. Just dropping a little bit of history on you guys. So let me look at some of the other things. So y'all, they get mad, oh, Afros or Pan-Africanism. So what are my views on Pan-Africanism? If you guys want to know that, you guys probably already do know that if you guys have been subscribed to this channel for a while. But I will be doing an interview with a Pan-Africanist or about Pan-Africanism. So you guys definitely want to see that. I'm scrolling through right now because I want to show you something else before we get to the main topic. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Let me show you. Okay. Now this is, I say, 4 white Little League players in Devonport, Iowa, ripped open a stuffed animal to shove the cotton in their Black teammates' hair. And this is what it is.
Little leaguers being little leaguers right there. Hey, next week's Sunday night baseball matchup should be a good one. Atlanta and St. Louis. Just little leaguers being little leaguers right there. Hey, next week's Sunday night baseball matchup should be a good one. Atlanta and St. Louis.
Okay, you see that, right? Now, of course, we know that is incredibly racist and disrespectful. That's absurdly racist and disrespectful. And something else that we can't miss. These are his parents. These are his parents right here. Now, I'm not sure if the father's FBA, but look at the mother. And this is the thing that I say as far as interracial relationships. In interracial relationships, you cannot raise a child to be Black first in an interracial relationship. That's kind of like an oxymoron. You can't say that. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How can you say you should prioritize Blackness? You should prioritize your own race of people and the preservation of your own people in your in an interracial relationship. And especially, and I gotta say, it does tend to be a bit worse when the interracial relationship is the mother. Now, you said the kid doesn't look mixed. That's a good point. The kid doesn't look mixed, so that might be his stepmom. That's a good point. And but I'm saying this, you can tell the mentality of the father by the fact that this is his wife. He's not raising this kid to be all like Black and proud. You clearly can tell that. So, and this is why I say all these people in these interracial relationships were compromised. Now, in that video, you had a whole bunch of people saying how, oh, they didn't just do it to the Black kid. They were doing it to the white kid too. They were doing it to the white kid and such and such. And they were posting pictures, right, where they were taking that and they were doing that to the white kid. There was one little white boy that they happened to do that to as well. Here is the difference. And this kind of ties to the Afro thing. When it comes to Black people, specifically foundational Black Americans, we have a very unique culture when it comes to fighting a battle with our hair specifically. It's just our hair enough alone can trigger people. Just wearing your hair enough alone can trigger people. Two, that being tied with cotton. We have a very specific history in this country when it comes to picking cotton and cotton in general. So even if these people, these little kids, happen to have picked cotton and put it in the hair of a white child, it won't mean the same thing to pick cotton and put that in the hair of a Black child. That means completely two different things, even if they did that. Plus, notice how the camera looked at it and said, oh, it's not that big of a deal. The camera didn't actually record them putting the cotton in the hair of a white child, but the camera recorded them putting cotton in the hair of a Black child. That is very problematic. That's very problematic. Salute to our brother Torian Rain is in the building. Salute to Zayar. Salute to Immont, Mr. Lone Wolf, Samuel Logan, BMO, Blackjack, Maxwell, Angus, Merriweather. I'm sorry. Salute to everybody up in here. We got a lot of people up in here. That's very problematic. And this is what I'm saying when it comes to raising children being black first, because there would be no way in the world with the parents that I had where I would feel comfortable, even as a kid, even if I had all white friends, whatever, growing up, there would be nowhere in the world where my parents would be okay with white kids putting stuff in my hair, especially cotton in my hair. They would, first off, I was told that don't let nobody touch your hair. Okay. We grow up as children, and they tell us because white they'll do it often. And I'm not gonna be saying the W word because the YouTube's algorithm is kind of messing with me. So I will say I will be coming up with substitutions, just like our brother Torian Rain has PC as a substitute. So I'll be coming up with a substitute for that word. But we get told that don't let them touch your hair. Don't, because they'll be all like, hey man, can I touch your hair? I want to feel what your afro feels like, man. Don't let them do that. So the fact that this little kid is super comfortable, look at it, super comfortable letting these unmelanated individuals put stuff in his hair shows that this kid is not being raised right. He's just sitting there comfortably letting them do this. This kid is not being raised right. I'm not trying to blame the kid whatsoever. I'm trying to say that I feel very bad for this child. This child really needs to be saved. To me, this child is a victim to me. He's in a team and he's the only black kid on the team, and he has all of his Aryan counterparts putting cotton in his hair. Somebody needs to go holler at that team. All right. And we had too many black people talk about this isn't a race thing. Why you always got to make everything about race? You're just trying to push a narrative. This isn't a race thing. No, it is. Because if this was an Asian person and they were putting chopsticks in the hair of an Asian person, they would say, okay, well, that's a stereotype. That's racist. Why are you putting chopsticks in there? Well, we put chopsticks in everybody's hair. No, this is definitely a anti-black thing right here. And we got to pay attention to our children. We got to pay attention to the people our children are around so our children don't get victimized. You can't just let your kids go out on anybody's team and just drop them off anywhere. You have to teach your children about supremacy, okay, before they leave the house at a very young age, and you have to monitor your children as they're growing up. Okay. Some people are saying melon defected, MD. I kind of like that. Melon deficient, MD people. I like that. Fair skinned people. I like that. Mayonotes. Now that was a funny one. That one's a funny one. Okay. But and salute to everybody. Yes, it's very dehumanizing. This is very, very dehumanizing to do to somebody. You don't see a bunch of black kids doing that to non-black people. You don't see that. This is incredibly dehumanizing. And shame on the dad. I don't know where the mom is in the situation. But shame on the parents for allowing this to happen. Brother Torian says, Miracle Whip. Hollow people. I don't know. Y'all keep giving me some names. We'll do like a poll. Y'all give me a bunch of names and we'll do a poll on what would be the best substitute. I'll trace this video back and then I'll see all the names and then I'll do a poll and we'll vote on it. So I want to get to the main story. Let me get this off the screen. I want to definitely get to the main story. Hold on. The story that everybody is here to see. The therapist. Everybody's here to see a therapist, right? They're here to see this lady, aren't they? Aren't they? Now, I'm sure everybody has done, there's been so many videos done on this lady, but I had to put my own 2 cents into it.
Say you need to expand your emotional vocabulary. It's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? I think yes, right? Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Bitches is not tolerating that. Like, it used to be where men provided financially or with Schmeat, and bitches can make their own self come and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a bitch is telling you, I need you to communicate more, open your fucking mouth. But you know what I realized? And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men. Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So when you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this bitch. This fucking weird ass world that is so hard on y'all. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bruh. You're not. When bitches are telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us. It's for y'all sad motherfuckers. Go to therapy. Talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all are doing a disservice to yourself. And so let me sum this shit up. Y'all told bitches to elevate our standards. And at the cost of us elevating y'all standards, y'all got axed because y'all didn't elevate either. Bitches are not tolerating emotional abuse, emotional neglect. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better, bitch. All right. Go in peace.
Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. First off, you can literally play a game where, like, somebody watches that video one time. Like, I think you guys know that game where you put like M&Ms or something in a jar, and you tell somebody, guess how many M&Ms is in a jar, and if they guess correctly, they get the jar. You should play a game where you tell somebody, like, watch this video one time and guess how many times she uses profanity. And if you guess how many times correctly, you win some type of cash prize. This therapist, this professional therapist, is cursing at her future clients and at people all of the time throughout the entire video. Yeah, bitches want to talk, but y'all bitches be too dusty to talk. Y'all some sad, dusty bitches. What? Like, that's not how a therapist would talk. But what disturbs me, and what I like to do on this channel, is I like to read the reaction of the people. So let's kind of get it down to the reaction of the people. Now, this person, I'm gonna say, I don't think I need to say it. But it goes, I'm just saying, okay. You know, I don't know what it is. And then I look at the pic. I don't know. I mean, this woman, look. Okay, so I'm just saying. Y'all can, now, she says, TikTok can be a real gym. I love this. Open your effing mouth. Men, please listen. Okay. Huh? Yeah, that's non-FBA. Non-FBA, calling men B words, never end. Yeah, okay. Now, these non-FBA women sitting up there, look at this. Okay. Men talk crazy AF to each other, but the moment a woman throws a few curse words at y'all get sensitive, regardless of what she said or how she said it. Everybody needs therapy. You need it for yourself, point blank, period. Go better yourself. Okay. And this isn't to shame therapy. If you need therapy, go get professional help. But see, this is the problem. Okay. Not just when it comes to her specifically as a therapist, but this is the problem when it comes to therapy and black people specifically, because black people do not feel comfortable with therapists. Not just her, with therapists in general, especially black men do not feel comfortable doing that, because too often growing up as black men, you are constantly being told that you are somehow the bad guy, you are somehow in the wrong, you somehow need to fix yourself. The way she's coming at the situation, the way she's talking to black men, let me put her picture back up. The way she is talking to black men, okay, shows that she has some type of issue with black men. And do you think, and as a therapist, your job is to make sure that people feel as comfortable as possible talking to you. Your job as a therapist, your client should be able to tell you anything that's on their mind. If they feel abandoned, if they feel insecure, if they feel neglected, if they feel suicidal, they should be able to tell you. You should become a very welcoming and understanding and empathetic person. Okay. Does she sound like a welcoming and understanding and empathetic person at all? Now, I mean, just screw the professionalism of constantly using profanity, constantly cursing. Just let's act like that doesn't matter. Does she sound, the way she's talking, does she sound like a person who's empathetic towards the hardship of black men? Now, she did say, black men, you guys have it hard or whatever, but she's in the same video where she's saying black men have it hard, she's calling black men a bunch of dusty bitches. Does that sound like somebody that you can open up to, that's not going to judge you before you get your story out? Or does that sound like somebody who's constantly going to make it seem like you're the problem, you're the bad guy? Okay, let's read some of the comments we got here. Okay. Brother Torian Rain says, one thing I also worry about this is that she has, unless she hasn't, said potential therapist confidentiality information, which can only make her lose her license, but also fines and possible jail time. Exactly. What people need to understand when it comes to therapy, and that was a good one, Torian. What people need to understand when it comes to therapy is that when you have a client, they have confidentiality information. That means that any single thing that your client tells you as a therapist, you cannot tell a soul. The same thing with lawyers. That way, listen, if you murder somebody and you tell your lawyer and you guys have confidentiality, your lawyer cannot legally tell anybody, or else your lawyer can lose their license and go to jail because they just broke HIPAA law. Okay. The same thing with a therapist. Their therapist, if the therapist has a client and the client has emotional issues, the client has trust issues, or whatever the case is, and then that therapist goes around and he was like, oh yeah, I was dealing with Mr. Johnson, and he was talking about how his girlfriend doesn't trust him, and you can lose your life. That's illegal. That's very illegal. Okay, and you can go to jail for that. Okay. Didi said, in my opinion, you should have a certain amount of age and wisdom to be a therapist. She's too young. That's a good point too. That's a very good point. There should be amount of wisdom and life experience. She looks like she just got her degree. She looks like a very young therapist who probably needs therapy. She doesn't have enough life experience to be really out here trying to coach people. And another thing too, therapists are not supposed to be coaches. There's a difference between a therapist and a life coach. Okay, we need to have that understanding, because when Kevin Samuels was doing his thing, and Kevin Samuels wasn't a therapist or a life coach. Kevin Samuels was actually an image consultant. But when Kevin Samuels was doing his thing, Kevin Samuels, first off, was nowhere near as derogatory to people. But Kevin Samuels was just giving people his opinion on what they should do and his opinion on certain things in certain situations. He wasn't really telling people what to do. And as a therapist, you don't tell people what to do. That's what a life coach is supposed to do. A life coach is supposed to look at your situation and say, okay, well, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to look at like this. You need to. That's what a therapist or like an image consultant is supposed to do. Not a therapist, a life coach and an image consultant. That's more their areas of expertise. That's not a therapist area of expertise. The therapist era of expertise is supposed to help you with your own healing journey. You're supposed to heal. You're the one who's consenting to go to therapy, and you're supposed to be healing your traumas, your demons, whatever the case is. And the therapist is supposed to be there to kind of help you along the way. That's their job. Their job isn't to coach you. Their job isn't to tell you what to do. Their job isn't to make you feel bad. Their job isn't really to tell you right or wrong. Their job is to pretty much help you understand yourself and help you overcome your own problems. Which is why Black people fail when it comes to therapy, because a lot of Black people don't have therapists that do that efficiently. Okay. Now, Torian also says, I don't know if you saw, but there was a video, also some nurse who tried to piggyback off of what the chick said and broke HIPAA law in the process. I actually did see that, and I will play that a little bit later. We got a lot of people's comments. Hey, he says she's a clown. Yeah. She's a clown. She is. Now, here's the thing. After this, she made, because she got a lot of backlash, reasonably so, but she made, I guess what she calls an apology video. So let us play her alleged apology video.
Call into question. Society is already very difficult for Black people in general. And for people to call into question saying that
First off,
I hate Black men.
First off, hold on. First off, okay. This is why I do not get fazed by the crying on camera thing. I don't get fazed by that at all. I don't, and this is why. Because it just comes off so phony, so disingenuous. It really does, because why did you not? I can see if you were crying right before you made the video or in the video, you started to cry, but I find it very phony and very bad acting to cry and then start filming you while you're crying. Another thing too, when people cry, most of the time they're crying tears. Tears are flowing out of their face. You can tell when somebody's a bad actor when they're crying and all they can do is make the crying sounds. They can't actually physically make their body cry, because some people just can't. So all they're doing is having a very ugly face, because they know people's face is really ugly when they cry. And then they're making the crying sounds. That's why a lot of times when you're listening to people fake cry, they'll do the sniffing, as she just did. If you guys caught that, let me play that right back. Look at this. She's trying to sell the cry. Look.
Call into question saying that I hate Black men.
Like, come on. Like, the dude. It's just better to be honest, you seem more genuine if you just apologize without the fake crying. You honestly come off more, even if you're lying, you come off more genuine just saying, hey, just sobering up, be all like, you know what, I was wrong. My fault. I didn't mean it like that. I was trying to play around. My bad. it comes off like you're not sorry at all. If you're gonna be up in here, you be like, I just tried to help, and then you get some type of fake little napkin or something like that. Oh my God, I just tried to help, and I just like, come on, and people attacking me, like, just say you sorry, like, damn. Okay, Torian says her apartment is dusty, her allergies are messed up. That's why she's stiffing. So that might be. Her fan is really dusty. She just might be sniffing. It might not be she's crying at all. She just might have an allergic reaction to. She opened up a closet or something like that. That might just be it. She turned on the fan and all the dust from the fan started coming down. You know, but I don't like that. The whole I just wanted to be better for my people, and you guys are attacking me. Oh, that sounds so disingenuous. But let's play the rest, because we got a lot to get into.
It's asinine to me, because Black everything matters. Black everything matters. When they see you walking down the street, they don't see a human being. They see what's been perpetuated in society. They see what's been perpetuated in the media, that you're aggressive, that you're violent. But I know that these behaviors that are being exhibited are actually depression and anxiety. And unfortunately, society has taught you that anger and lashing out and fighting back is the only acceptable response. I am pleading that y'all seek help, because women are hurting. We want you to be better. But I'm getting attacked. People are calling my employment, asking that I get fired because I want you guys to be better. Again, like I said, I apologize for my delivery. This is a little spicy sometimes. But just know that my anger and my frustration and my passion is coming from a place of needing. I need y'all to heal. I don't need it. Society needs it. You need it. Have enough pride about yourself to want to do better. I understand I might not be the clinician for everyone, but I'm damn good at my job.
And not really.
I understand I might not be the clinician for anybody, but I've sparked a conversation. I've shook the table. If the words that I'm saying are resonating with you, please go talk to somebody. If there's a gap, fill that gap. Become counselors, become mental health professionals, so we can heal each other, so we can heal ourselves. All that I ask.
Y'all, I mean, come on, y'all. Like, come on. I mean, come on. Like, first off, in her alleged apology video, she's dissing Black people. She's dissing Black men in the apology video. In the same apology video, she's sitting up there talking about, yeah, I mean, society's so hard on you and everything like that. And I know you guys need help and you guys don't know how to communicate. And you guys, like, what are you doing? You dissing us in the very video because you need us to do better? She said, I don't need the help. I don't need it. Y'all need it. Y'all need my help. I understand I'm a little bit spicy. You mean unprofessional? Unprofessional as hell. Okay, please get help. And then she's like, because there's so many women that are hurting. She's still framing the situation that Black men are the only problem. She's not telling Black men and Black women to go get therapy. She's only telling Black men to get therapy because of how much is hurting Black women. Okay, mind you too, she's part of the letter community, the academy, as our brother Turian would say. Just gotta say that. But she's not saying Black women and Black men should go to therapy. She's saying Black men should go to therapy because Black women are hurting. So Black women are fine. They don't need therapy. It's just black men who hurt black women. She's not going to say black women, you guys need to go to therapy too because you guys do a lot of damage to black men and everybody needs to heal. No, black men, y'all the problem. Y'all need to heal. Go to therapy, bitch. Like, what the hell? Now, after that apology video, people weren't really buying it. You had articles made by black women, shout out to the sisters, who pretty much put her on blast. They put her completely on blast for it. So, hold on. Let's check that out. And this is now when somebody is sorry for what they did, and I want you guys to take this because this applies to everything. When somebody has done something and they are sorry for what they did, and they apologize to you for what they did, if they are truly sorry, they're going to still be apologetic and they're still going to be regretful and sorry, even if you don't forgive them. If that person, let's say you are in a relationship with somebody and that person cheats on you or whatever, or curses at you or does something to harm you in any way. If that person is sorry and that person comes to you, be all, you know what, I've been talking to you kind of bad and I've been just stressed out and I'm sorry for doing it. Even if you don't forgive them, they're still going to be sorry if they truly were sorry in the first place. If you say, you know what, I yelled at you, I talked about you, called you out your name, I just been stressed out for work or whatever, I'm sorry, I hope you forgive me. If the person says, you know what, I don't know, I really don't accept your apology. Oh, well, you know what? Fuck you then, you bitch. Like, clearly you weren't sorry. You know, because if you were really sorry, then whether they accept your apology or not, you're still going to be regretful for it. Just letting you know that. That's a prefix before we get into this. All right. Hold on.
Well, hello. It's your friendly neighborhood therapist who thought she could save these hoes, but got her job terminated as a result. Story time? I think yes. Shit you not, I posted a video on Monday telling men that their dusty behavior is only harming them and that they would benefit from emotional intelligence. And I shit you not, by Friday, didn't have employment.
Shout out to the FBA family for that one. We got her out the paint in less than a week. She didn't even last to the weekend. Out the paint. The second that video, she said she made it Monday, was unemployed Friday. She made it one Monday and is in the unemployment line the next Monday. Shout out to the family for their very quick and efficient work right there. But let's continue.
All of this started with a Psychology Today article stating that men are lonelier than ever because they have no fucking emotional skills. And I agreed and doubled down and told y'all that y'all lives would radically improve if you expanded the shit that came out your mouth. But instead of healing, y'all will do anything but that. Instead of being accountable, like, hey, this bitch see me, and stirred a little bit, y'all got so hurt that you contacted Massa. That's exactly what happened. So first the post goes viral on Twitter because y'all need fucking help. And y'all wanted to argue with bitches blue till they fucking blue in the face. Some of you hoes is not going to be saved. And that's the
First off, and I'm waiting for Torian to point this out because he's always pointing out the hair. But y'all see the fact that she's pretty much outgrown her weave. Her real hair, hold on, her real hair is growing out her scalp right here. Her weave, look, she needs somebody to do her hair again. While she's sitting up there talking about somebody else needs professional help. But let's continue. Like, look, this is the same hairstyle she had Monday. And every single video she's done for like the last 2 weeks, she has the same hairstyle. Now, I don't know how long this hair has been there, but she needs somebody to retwist, rebrand, cut it out. I don't know what it is. How are you going to a therapist and the therapist's weave is growing out? Her weave falling out her head because she hasn't done it in so long. It's giving me non-FBA vibes, to be honest. But let's continue.
I've come to. So because this shit's gone viral, I'm thinking, okay, cool. We starting a discussion on mental health, and people are. You might not like my fucking delivery, but motherfuckers is starting to talk. You know, shaking the tables. I don't give a fuck. But then it turns into this entire crusade of attacking a black woman who serves the fucking black community. There were comments like, I'm gonna find her credentials and report her because I told y'all to be better. Yeah, y'all are fucking weird. Y'all scream that y'all want to protect women, protect black women specifically, but have done nothing to protect this black woman who has been serving the communities. I have been violated in several areas, and I'm gonna outline each one. This article was written by a fucking black woman, putting my full government and my place of employment. So being doxxed by a black woman, can't fake, kind of fucking hurts. And she never once reached out to me or contacted me so I could spend my side of the story. This is the article.
First off, shout out to that black sister for doing that. Shout out to the sisters, the B1 sisters out here. Now, Maxwell, what is you doing? He said she has the Little Wayne's hairline. Damn, brother, that's how you feel? That's how you feel? Okay. All right. Now, here's the thing. She's saying she didn't contact her so she can give her side of the story. There's no other side of the story. It's her videos. It's not like she had a conversation and somebody edited her part out. She's the one who posted the video. She just gave a breakdown of what happened with the videos. What she said. What are you talking about? You didn't even contact me for to twist my side of the story. The whole side of the story is your side of the story. You're the only one who spoke. Nobody else said anything. You're the one who spoke and got you messed up. Spin her side of the story. There's no other side. There's videos. The side of the story is the video that you recorded and posted on the internet.
That spooked my fucking job and got me fired. Not only does she not have any regard for my safety, many other articles have been written as a result. Here are a few of them, just to name a few. Black Twitter has words for therapists scolding men to go.
Okay. Now, before we get to the second part, she's still being unprofessional as hell. Talking about, yeah, I thought I could save these hoes, but I couldn't. Like, really? Really? Okay. That's not how you approach the situation at all. You don't approach that at all. You're doubling down on your unprofessionalism. Now, I remember what I just told you. When you're really sorry, if you felt like you did something wrong, even if people don't forgive you, you're still going to feel like you did something wrong. So the fact that people didn't forgive her, and then she was like, I just need you guys to get better. So, Mom, oh my God, I just care so much. I know I'm spicy. I just care so much for you guys. And then the next video, I thought I could save these hoes, but y'all just want to be some dusty bitches. Whoa, what the? Like, damn, okay. All that, I'm sorry. I just want the best for y'all just flew way out the window. 2, then this is something that really grinds my gears. I hate when somebody gets caught up with something, when a black person does something really stupid and get them caught up. And then the next thing you know, then they want to come out with a video talking about, you know what, I'm a black person and I just feel like they want to revolutionize themselves. They want to become like the next revolution. I'm a black person and I feel hurt because I've been serving the community. Like you're some type of activist. Like they want a civil rights icon themselves, their own selves. Okay. Oh, y'all talk about protecting black women, but y'all didn't do nothing to protect me. I've been serving the community. If you serving the community like that, you need to have been out the paint. We serving the community by getting people like you out the paint, out the job. All right. I don't like that. I do not like that. And I don't like when black women do that, when they do something goofy, when they do something ghetto, and then they get punished for it. And then they want to be all like, oh, I'm a black woman and I'm a black. And this is how America treats black women. They try to make it seem like they're the representative of black women. No, you're not the representatives of black women. And you know how you're not the representatives of black women? Because it was a black woman who made the article against you. black women was all like, "Oh, what you on, we not on." Okay, so let's separate ourselves from you. And shout out to the sister who did that, because we need more sisters to do that. Because what women like her try to do is, the second they get caught, they try to pull the "I'm a black woman and this is just how America treats black women, and I represent black women and how black women act, and this is how they treat black women." No, you do not. Okay? No, you don't. So I'm glad that sisters stood up and they was all like, "Hey, what you said, what you're on, you do not represent us. We are separating ourselves from you. As a matter of fact, we don't even want you to be a therapist anymore." So shout out to them for that. Okay. Now, continuing with the rest of the video.
To go to fucking therapy. Y'all attacked me and got mad at me because I wanted better for y'all. That's the most crab in the barrel bucket type bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life. A plethora of black men decided to take it upon themselves to call my employment to get me fired. You succeeded, but you succeeded in not the way that you think. If it's one thing about black women is that we're incredibly resilient. This just cleared the table to give me space and opportunity to educate the masses while shaking our asses to healing, because y'all got mad because I wanted you to do better. I was told they consulted with shareholders and decided to terminate my contract because I told y'all to go to therapy. That's the world we live in. Cool. That's
now here's what the issue I have too. Another issue I have. Look at this. As we go up, look at this.
It's your friendly.
I can't believe y'all got this therapist fired. I can't. Y'all can't stand a woman not coddling y'all. What's interesting is that when Kevin Samuel said that you have to have realistic expectations, if you are 60 pounds overweight, don't expect to get no tall 6-figure man. Y'all was saying, "Oh my God, that's misogyny." Y'all was saying any guy who tells a woman that she can't get the Prince Charming, that every woman in the world doesn't qualify for a Prince Charming, y'all say that's misogyny. Y'all literally tell people who say, if you're Lizzo-sized people, you need to lose weight. Remember when I did that video about the fat women at the pool? Y'all, when people are like, "Oh my God, let them live. You shouldn't be telling them anything. Why don't you just mind your own business?" They were saying that to us when we were saying about how obesity is dangerous. They were saying, "Oh, that's misogyny. That's fat phobic. You can't tell nothing to," and I'm not going to say black women. I'm going to say these type of black women. These type of black women, you can't tell anything to. But the second black men have the same standard, okay, you're going to say, oh, well, you guys just need to be coddled like a bunch of babies. Something very interesting. Notice this from my brother Nas. Notice this. Do you guys see what I see? So what is it? Can we have a conversation honestly? Can we honest to God have a conversation about how the letters, the academy, the alternative community does not like straight black people, specifically straight black men? Can we talk about how much they gaslight us, how much they hate on us, how much they attack us and talk condescending to us? We need to have that conversation, because every single time we say, "You know what, men shouldn't be wearing dresses," then it's a long thread about, "Oh my God, the homophobia in the black community." But nobody talks about the heterophobia in the black community. I think we need to have conversations. What country is that flag? That's some type of Caribbean flag, I believe. With the letter flag, but I'm gonna look that up. I'm not sure, guys. Let me show you guys again. What country is this flag? I believe it's Caribbean. What country is this flag right here? I don't really know. I'm not really sure what type of flag that is. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna find it. Because I don't really know. Actually, that's a really good question. So many different types of flags. Let me see. Did somebody put in the chat room yet? Somebody, Forks Nation, it's Barbados. Okay, Barbados. Thank you, Brother Torian. Barbados. It's the Barbados flag. So now we're gonna continue because she continues to spiral out of control. She continues to spiral out of damn control. Look at my bookmarks right here. Now, all of that, you guys are dusty and all of that stuff. Check this out. Now, I mean, and to be honest, it's a shame, but we had to set the precedent for this. We got to set the precedent for this. All right. Now, before I do that, let me show you a video that I saw, because she went live on TikTok with this one dude that I've made TikToks about. I have an issue with the way he responds to black people. But look at this.
They didn't even see themselves in another black man.
Now, first off, before I started recording this, she's talking about what's that not Tether Lachlan, that other Tether. What's that other Tether's name? Christian Ubumseli. She's talking about how black men didn't do anything about Christian Ubumseli, how foundational black Americans didn't stand up for Christian Ubumseli. So that's how I caught it in the middle of the conversations, but I gotta tell you now because you won't understand. She's saying, oh, we didn't even see ourselves in another black men. So she's saying that black men don't stand up for black women and black men don't stand up for other black men. And we didn't stand up for him because he was dissing black Americans, specifically black American women. If we're going to be honest, this dude was dissing black women, FBA women. So no, we're not going to stand up for this dude. He got his Nigerian on Akata. He don't rock with the Akatas. So as the Akatas, we just gonna mind our business and let the Nigerians, who are just so much smarter than the Akatas, we're gonna let them handle it. So let's continue. Now, what she says is crazy.
They didn't even see themselves in another black man enough to organize. And they've traded
and this Sambo right here,
blackness for individualism. They've also traded their humanity for masculinity, or whatever they've learned is masculinity. So they tell us all the time, men are aggressive. What do you expect of men? Boys will be boys. We ain't got no self-control. Of course we're gonna lie. They tell us all the horrible things that they assign to masculinity, and then we're saying, yeah, we agree. You guys are terrible. They're mad. I'm like, but you told us that this is what it means to be a man. You have to be aggressive. You have to be ignorant. You have to cheat. You can't be faithful. You have to lie. You have to coerce.
Cairo, go sit down while you eat those cookies.
They're not prioritizing being good human beings. And they didn't even see themselves in another black man.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of hear the accent a little bit, don't you? Don't you hear the accent kinda? Now, here's the thing. I don't know what this dude's name is. I seen some videos of him. This dude is a hella big ass Sambo right here. I had some issues with him before. I made some videos about the way he acts. This dude is a simp ass Sambo. But y'all hear what first off, let me replay it in case y'all missed it.
Enough to organize. And they've traded their blackness for individualism.
She's saying that black men have traded our blackness for individualism. Okay. All right. No, we haven't. Not at all. And you probably wouldn't know if you're not FBA. Black men have not done that. Traded our blackness for individualism. And see, this also goes with the narrative that black women are so pro-black and black men aren't. The issue isn't that black men and black women have issues. The issue is just that only black men have issues. Only black men are the problem. Black women, they're fine. There's nothing to be improved on when it comes to black women whatsoever. How dare you say that black women need to fix themselves? The only problem in the black community is not even white supremacy. It's black men. Black men, if you really want to be honest, black men are the ones who created white supremacy. If we're going to be honest, let them tell it. That's the story. Let them tell it. That's the story. But let's continue. We traded our blackness for individualism. Okay.
They've also traded their humanity for masculinity, or what?
We've also traded our humanity for masculinity. So black men, we've lost humanity for masculinity. So you can't be a masculine human being. You can't have humanity and masculinity. Those things don't go hand in hand. Okay.
Whatever they've learned is masculinity. So they tell us all the time, men are aggressive. What do you expect of men? Boys will be boys. We ain't got no self-control. Of course we're gonna lie. They tell us all the horrible things that they assign to masculinity, and then we're saying, yeah, we agree. You guys are terrible. They're mad. I'm like,
okay, first off, and this, I want to do a future video just kind of talking on black masculinity. I want to reach out to some of the brothers to do a collab on black masculinity, because when they say, oh, what we describe as black masculinity, we do not describe lying, cheating, beating people up, and harming people as masculinity. That is not masculinity at all. That might be what the white person says masculinity is. And shout out to the super chat by Big Red. A big FBA salute to you, brother Afro. I much appreciate that, brother Red. That might be what they say masculinity is, but when we think of masculinity, we think of people like Malcolm X. We think of people like Mr. Louis Farrakhan, Huey Newton, the Black Panther Party. We think of people like Khalid Muhammad. We think of people like Martin Luther King. We think of people like that, icons like that, like Fred Hampton and such. Those are the people we think of when we think of, if we think of people like Muhammad Ali, even we think of people like that when we think of masculinity. We don't think of the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the thugs on the corner as masculinity. That's not who we identify as masculinity. Exactly. Neely Fuller Jr., Dr. John Henrik Clark. We think of people like that. Dr. Claude Anderson. We think of wise men, powerful men who have done things for men and for their society as masculine. We don't think, oh yeah, of course we're gonna lie. That's not what men teach other men. We don't teach men like, oh, well, if you're a man, you're going to lie. As a matter of fact, we teach that is the opposite of manhood. We teach that lying and being deceitful and being cowardly, we teach that those things are the opposite of manhood. Salute to our brother Kid Gravity is in the building. Salute to Beatzilla is in the building. You know, they got YouTube channels. Go check them out. And salute to Cyber Dawn for the super chats. You are a great educator, B1. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. So that's not what masculinity is. And if you think that that's what masculinity is, then you have the problem, not us. We don't have the problem. Okay. We need to really have a conversation on what masculinity is, because what they try to do is they try to say, oh, masculinity is lying, is stealing, is beating people up, is harming people, and is being toxic and not being able to be held accountable, when actually being able to be held accountable is masculine. Accountability is masculine. Okay. All of these positive things that you say that isn't masculine actually is masculine. They try to make masculinity in this bad, toxic thing, and then they'll say, see, we need a new version of masculinity. We need a more lucid version of masculinity, a gender fluid version of masculinity. Then they'll come out with saying stuff like, you know what, a black man in a dress, that's kind of masculine if you really want to think about it. Black men, they'll be having black men wearing flowers and stuff in their hair. Well, you know what? That's kind of masculine if you, it's just that toxic masculinity like you guys are used to. But a guy in a purse and a Louis Vuitton purse and some heels on with a nice little mini skirt, that's masculine too. That's just not your version of masculinity. Listen to what I tell you. And when they say masculinity, that's just a social construct. Masculinity is a instinct in a male, especially a black male. It is our nature. We can go to different studies when we want to talk about masculinity. You can have different babies, a baby boy and a baby girl, about 1 or 2 years old. All babies know how to do is play. That's pretty much all they care about, is playing and eating. That's all they care about is, I'm hungry, I want to eat. And when I'm not hungry, I want to play. That's it. Okay. They have done multiple studies where they see the baby boy has different social constructs, different social norms than a baby girl. And it is not the fact that the baby boy knows, okay, I'm a boy, so I got to do this, or the baby girl knows I'm a girl, so I got to do this. Because as a baby, you don't even understand the difference between a boy and a girl, with a slight exception of, okay, well, girls look different than boys. That's probably all you really know. You don't really know the social norms of being a baby boy versus being a baby girl. Okay. So they'll say, oh, well, a baby boy will play with a doll. Yeah, a baby boy will play with a doll, and the baby girl will play with a truck. That is very true. But the thing is that if you put a baby in a room full of everything, the baby boy will be more gravitated to things, to bricks and things that you build and stuff like that, because that's just how the male mind is set up. If you go into studies, and we're kind of getting into the science of this, you go into the science of the male mind and the female mind, it is triggered because, you know, certain things trigger the brain with it, like lights up, and you can see it in a certain camera. There are certain things that trigger the male mind more than it triggers the female mind. Like, for instance, and this is just science, eyes, the female eyeballs see color differently than the male eyeballs do. They see color in more details. That's why when, you know, you might have your wife or whatever the case is, she comes out with a dress like, how does this dress look, or should I wear this or this? And then they ask the husband, and the husband like, they both look the same to me. And then she's like, oh, it's not the same. It's not the same. This is this red, and that's that red. And you looking like it looks just red, because women see color in more detail. I mean, and that's a scientific fact. So women are naturally going to be more gravitated to the way things look, and like details and flowers and things that are pretty, or things that are more colorful than the man is, because the women's eyes literally see it differently than the man does. The men are going to be more gravitated towards building and bricks and trucks and stuff like, because these are things that just trigger things in the male brain. This is human nature. Okay. This isn't something that's socially programmed. Okay. You put a lion in a jungle, the lion is going to act off of the lion's nature. The male lion is going to act like a male lion. The female lion is going to act like a female lion. We see time and time again, people take animals out of the jungle and they try to domesticate lions and bears. And then they see one day the bear just snaps and starts chewing the man's hand off, because that's just the bear's nature. Males have the nature of masculinity, just like women have the nature of femininity. Now, society can play a role in that, and it does, that's true, but there still is a nature to that. So we really have to get to the nature of what masculinity is. But let's continue the video.
But you told us that this is what it means to be a man. You have to be aggressive. You have to be ignorant. You have to cheat. You can't be faithful. You have to lie. You have to coerce.
Cairo, go sit down while you eat those cookies.
They're not prioritizing being good human beings.
That kid did. Oh, I feel bad for that kid. That kid didn't want to eat them damn cookies. That kid was trying to throw them cookies away. The dad caught him. You go sit down and eat them cookies. The kid start crying. You ain't never heard a kid cry when his parents told him to eat some cookies. That's the only kid in the world who started crying when the parents said, "You better go eat them cookies." Look, oh man, look at this kid.
Prioritizing. You can't be faithful. You have to lie. You have to coerce.
Cairo, go sit down while you eat those cookies.
They're not prioritizing being good human beings.
He's like, "No, Daddy." He was on his way to the garbage. He was trying to sneak past. He was like, "Daddy," was doing a TikTok live. He tried to sneak past. He was like, "Go sit down and eat them cookies." "Oh, Daddy, please." No, he started doing the sniffing and crying that the woman was doing earlier in the video. Like, no, not the cookies. I don't know what type of cookies this dude. Oh man, look, tethers can't cook cookies, man. I don't know. I never heard a kid cry to eat some cookies. But let's continue.
And they didn't even see themselves in another black man enough.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, okay. I want to get to the end.
Good human beings. You have to cheat. You can't be faithful. You have to lie. You have to coerce.
Cairo, go sit down while you eat those cookies.
They're not prioritizing being good human beings. And they didn't even see themselves in another black man enough.
She literally said that black men do not see ourselves as being good human beings. Why would you? What type of anti-black statement is that to make? Why would you say that? As a therapist, you don't have enough empathy to say black men don't see that. Well, what about black men are hurt? What about black men need help? What about black men need to feel like somebody cares about them? Black men need to feel like somebody is listening to them. Somebody will pay attention to them and wants to help them. What about that? Talking about black men don't prioritize being good human beings. What? Okay, so she doubles down. Okay, and this is after her, "I just care about y'all so much and I just want to help." And after all of that fake crying that she was doing, then she goes on, black men, they really don't even care about being good human beings. They just some monsters out here. So to wrap it up, this woman is really not having the best time right now. Let's just keep it real. I wanted to show y'all this. I don't know if y'all seen this. Okay. But look at this right here.
I've been putting out mental health content for about 1.5 years and haven't received a fucking dime because your guys' healing is so much more fucking important to me.
Here comes the crying without the tears again. The crying without the tears. Here that comes. Here we go.
I've been putting out mental health content for about 1.5 years and haven't received a fucking dime because your guys' healing is so much more fucking important to me. If you feel like giving, here's my fucking Cash App. But honestly, how you can support is never shutting the fuck up. It's true allyship. True allyship stands up in the face of fucking adversity. If somebody is being sprayed by the fucking water hose, ask yourself on what part of the scenario are you at? Are you the one being attacked? Are you the one being sprayed? Are you the one spraying the person upholding these supremacy ideas? Are you the one standing on the sidewalk lines looking at people get sprayed? Are you the one telling the person to turn the fucking hose off? That's how y'all can support. This does not just affect me. Think about your choices, guys. This shit's fucking ridiculous. You can support by supporting the unprotected. I've been putting out my...
Yo, come on now. Dude, people, family, please. I mean, first off, she was all like, I'm not gonna really ask for any money. I really don't need any money like that. But here's my Cash App right here. If you guys want to help, I'm not asking for any help, but I've been doing this for years. And here's my Cash App. I'm wearing it on my t-shirt right here. Here's my Cash App at Spicy Bitch Therapist. $ Spicy Therapist right here. Okay. All right. And here's the thing she does again. She's the person being sprayed by water hoses, trying to link back to the damn civil rights movement, and she's pointing at herself. Are you the person being sprayed by the water hose, or are you the person just standing on the side? Like, come, no, you are not going to icon yourself by you facing unemployment due to a video that you released. You're not helping it. Everybody, I swear to God, I am so sick of when you guys get fired based off of a video or a picture that you guys decided to post on the internet. Then you guys want to act like y'all Sojourner Truth. Y'all want to act like y'all some type of civil rights icon, like y'all Rosa Parks or something like that. I'm being sprayed by the water hose. No, you're just getting unemployed. That's all it is. You're getting evicted from your desk. That's what it is. Talking about you can help, like, no, don't. It's not that. It's not that at all. You did not represent defending defending black people against black supremacy. You were up there saying black men, y'all a bunch of dusty bitches, and y'all need to get up and go to therapy so y'all can talk because y'all so messed up. I thought I could save you hoes. And now you up here giving your fake crying, talking about, here's my Cash App, guys. But you can help by doing the right thing and standing up like I did. I did the right thing by standing up. And I started the conversation. And I'm being like, no, nobody feels sorry for you. Nobody feels sorry. Your behavior is really messed up. And what I don't like is that these type of women, I'm not going to say black women, these type of women, they were the same women who was happy when Kevin Samuels died. Kevin Samuels died, and these women were happy as hell. Okay. Nobody was talking about how Kevin Samuels, he tried to do the right thing, and it's just, well, if you don't like his delivery, no. Send up there now. Check this out. Now, I found this very interesting. Now, this apparently is a nurse, like our brother Torian was referencing, breaking HIPAA law.
Black men, y'all be doing the absolute most. So I'm going to consent this black male patient, and as I get closer to him, he's on his phone like, yeah, man, I told her to only talk to white women. Dude, nobody cares. At this point, we don't care. Y'all are literally the only males that are always declaring your love or your preference for another race. Like, at this point, we just don't care. So, after I get through consenting him, he says, oh, are you going to give me some of that white stuff? Oh, this. You want this? Well, this whitey you can't get because you decided to eat. In order for you to get this whitey, I'm going to need 8 hours for you to get this. And plus, it's not an emergency case, so you're not getting it anyway. So we get to the procedure room, and he said, come on, sis, give me some. I won't tell nobody. Dude, nobody is putting their license on the line. Number 2, don't call me sis because I don't even have brothers. Number 3, like Gazelle said, don't call me fam because we're not related. And if you have my blood, it's only because you're leechy. And that's the problem with black men. Y'all always want us to bend over backwards for you, but then y'all stay being disrespectful to black women. So at this point, black women, we're only protecting black kings. The black peasants, we're leaving them in the fields to fend for themselves. So their preferences, they can handle that. Whatever issue they got going on, nah, bruh, call your preference.
Hold on, let me find something real quick. I just want to find something real quick. Hold on, let me see something. I'm going to find something real quick. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Hold on. Looking something up. I'm looking something up. I don't know if I can find it. I might not be able to. I might not be able to, which is unfortunate. Hold on. Trying to find something real quick. Now, I can't find that video right now. If only somebody can send it to me. Y'all know that one video where the black woman, she was talking about how she's tired of dating and educating black men on colorism, and how she's so sick of it, and how she's going to start dating white men now, or how she's going to start dating outside of her race because she's just sick and tired of symbolism and colorism, and how because she's dark and that's the only reason, because she's dark, she's going to date outside her race. Do y'all remember that? Y'all know that? I couldn't find that video, but that's very interesting. First off, I need all black people who are supposed to be professionals, I need y'all to stop breaking HIPAA laws. Okay? You are not supposed to be talking about your patients, your clients' personal conversations on the phone. Oh yeah, my client, whose name is David Johnson. David Johnson, he had a medical condition. What the thing is that he's very dehydrated, so he had to come in for fluids and everything like that. And he lives on 81st Street, so he was having a conversation and about how much he smokes weed. And I tell him, like, oh, y'all gotta stop doing that. Why? I don't know why y'all do that. Okay. Secondly, yeah, whatever. The dude might have been some type of coon who's only dating white women. All right, whatever. It is what it is. But okay. I don't like as black women, we just so tired of all these black men who prefer white women. Majority of black men don't prefer white women or don't date white women at all, to be honest. Majority of the ones that do, let's keep it 100. Majority of the black dudes who have ever dated a white woman or a non-black woman, period, they have that one white girlfriend, and then they all like, I'm done with white women, period, never again. Most of the dudes that you see, and this happens when they're young, and I'm not trying to excuse it at all, but it happens when they're younger in high school or whatever like that. They have that one white girlfriend, and then they say that's a wrap. They not doing nothing outside of the black community. And those are the few people who actually do it. And to be honest, a lot of black women, let's keep it real. A lot of black women, they sneak out and they be dating and mingling with people outside their race. They just don't talk about it as often. It's just not as known as often. But a lot of black women go through their non-white, non-black men phase too. You got black women sitting up there crushing on non-black men too. Let's just keep it a buck. You got black men who go through that phase too. Let's just keep it a buck. But in general, most black people prefer other black people. So you do not need to make a video talking about, oh, as a black woman, I'm just so sick. Yeah, because you're speaking of the outliers. You're speaking of the very small minority. You don't see black men doing that. You don't see black men saying, you know what? I would date a black woman, but most black women prefer white men. There's so many black women with white men, so many black women with Asian men. It's hard to find a black woman who likes black men anymore. Well, most black women prefer black men. So you're speaking on a very small minority, just like that black woman was speaking on a very small minority of black men, because only a very small minority prefer white women. Okay. Or as, you know, I'm trying to find a substitute for the W word, so you guys can keep listing those, and I will make a poll and we can vote on it and decide which one to go with. But yeah, and then why, as a professional, why are you sitting up there breaking HIPAA? You're talking about your client's personal information. Oh, my client asked for this, and I told him we not gonna get this, and I'm blah blah blah, and then here she goes, getting off code. Oh, I'm not your sister. I'm not your sister. I'm not related to you. Okay. What? It's getting that's a very off code speaking right there. And to be totally honest, I don't even know, based off of the way she reacted, I don't even believe that black man said it like that, to be honest. If somebody told me that she made this whole story up to go viral, I will believe it. I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. I don't know if she's lying or not, but I'm gonna keep it 100%. If somebody said she made this entire story up because she wanted to go viral, and she knows that TikTok specifically has an anti-black male algorithm, that anytime you speak against black men, you get your numbers boosted on TikTok, and everybody kind of knows it. It's an unspoken rule. So that fact alone, she probably just made the story up. Oh, we just sick of saving y'all black men who just don't love black women. Like, dude, come on. We got our brother Mob say, I love my women dark. He said he like his coffee like he like his women. No cream. All black. I feel you, brother. Says shout out to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Shout out to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Let me get, we got a lot of people. Yeah. They be easy. A lot of white women ain't got it like that. White women really never have. And to be honest, the narrative of, black men, they go through most black men don't even go through a white woman phase where we all like, white women, oh my God, white women. Most black men don't even go through that phase. That's something that the media tries to portray. But most black men ain't really checking for no white broad like that. Y'all, and I'm not saying that none do, but I'm saying, like, come on, y'all. Y'all got to get over being rejected in high school and then living that into y'all damn 40s. Y'all got to get over that. Where do these women come from? They come from places outside of America. Most of them do. And I've said this, and I will say this again. Most of these divestors and all that, they come from non-FBA lands. They come from outside of America, not sure where. She cares so much about it. She made a whole video. Like, was it that big of a deal? Really? She made a whole video, edited and posted it. Okay. Ma'am, ain't nobody checking for you, ma'am. Says a lot of these people who do this are doing this out of two things: competing against the opposite gender to, quote, prove they got it like that, or to stick it to the another person just because. Exactly. A lot of these people, I don't know. A lot of these people need therapy. We're talking about the therapist. A lot of these people need help. Why would you do that? Okay. These people are damaged. Yeah, with their divestment wigs, their psychos, even not with the divestment wigs, with the divestment weave. You go back to the damn therapist, her weave is growing out. She got a divestment weave. You got divestment wigs, now you got divestment weaves. Y'all just can't do right. Y'all just need an FBA sister to show you how the hair game is done. I mean, because y'all can't wear weaves or wigs. Damn. Spud says, what was that was her crush. That is why she made a video, and instead of her saying my crush did so and so, she starts it off with all black men. Exactly. They liked the black dude in high school. He was a football player and whatnot, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm with the Becky." This dumb black dude with the Becky. All right, okay, and that hurt her feelings, and she's bitter about it for the rest of her life. Now she wants to go off all black men. See what black men need to do. I'm so sick of black men. How black men be doing. Black men. Okay. But they be the first ones to say, when you say black women, they be the first ones to, they are a part of the all police. They are the first ones to get up there and say, not all black women. If you say, you know what, black women need to work on their attitudes, they come up immediately. Not all. What do you mean black women? You mean not all? Very few, very, very few? Okay, so it's not all. They make sure you say not all when you talk about black women, but they don't put that at all on black men. When they say, you know what, black men, they a bunch of dusty lames and they don't got no money and they broke and they love white women. The second you say, well, I mean, not all black men are like that. Well, why do I even have to say that? I mean, if it doesn't apply to you, just let it fly. Huh? Then you got to keep the same standard then. Because we don't keep that standard when we're talking about black women. We don't keep that standard at all. Okay. And to be honest, is this a bonnet that she's wearing? And she's making a TikTok in a bonnet?
Y'all are literally the only males that are always declaring your love or your preference for another race. Like, at this point, we just don't care. So, after I get through consenting him, he says, oh, are you going to give me some of that white stuff? Oh, this. You want this?
And then she shows the damn medicine. She shows the medicine. Are you going to give me some of that stuff? And then she shows that. What are you doing, ma'am? What are you doing? Now, you can't tell her divestment wig or her divestment weave because she's wearing a bonnet, but damn, ma'am. What is you doing? I don't know. I can't call it. I cannot call it. But yeah, that seems like that's going to wrap it up for today. Yeah, HIPAA laws be damned, I guess. Yeah, and then he asked me for hypochloroquine or whatever the hell. This medicine right here, this is what he wanted for his ointment right there because he got a rash on his shoulder because of an accident he had. And what is you do? What are you doing? Where did you get your damn license? Who is giving people their license? I don't know. And this shows you how people with degrees are not smart people. You got some of the dumbest people online and they got all of these degrees. So don't ever let nobody talk about how intelligent they are just because they got some degree. If you stay in college long enough, you'll get a degree. These people with the degrees, they the dumbest folks. Out here twerking on the internet and losing their job opportunities, breaking HIPAA laws. What is you doing? I'm not a nurse. You talk about HIPAA laws. I know more about HIPAA laws than you do, apparently. Man, these degrees. I don't know what it is. People just buying these degrees. People use their damn PPP loans to buy a degree. I don't know what it is. I can't really call it, but they need to return those degrees. I don't know what that is. And she was projecting, exactly. She looks like she has nurse scrubs on. Yeah, she is. I think she is a nurse. She was a nurse. She has nurse scrubs on. And okay, maybe she was wearing the bonnet because it's an overnight shift. I know nurses who do that. If it's an overnight shift, you might wear a bonnet. There's no reason not to. I'm just saying you can't tell her divestment wig or her divestment weave. But we've been in here for a good minute. We had a lot of people in here. Very, very thankful to every single last one of you guys. If you guys have not subscribed, please do so. Please subscribe because it really helps the channel. Our subscriptions are growing. It's taking off. Definitely you want to make sure you're a part of that by hitting that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell too, so you'll be notified, and then checking in too, because sometimes they just won't send you the notification even if you do hit the notification bell. So make sure you hit that notification bell and then check in Mondays and Thursdays around 7 o'clock Central so you guys can check in. Also check in too on my social media because I will be advertising a video collab I'm going to be doing on Black versus Pan-Africanism coming up this Saturday afternoon. So be looking forward to that. Make sure you guys follow me on my social media. The links are in the description. Next Monday as well, I'm going to be doing another Black-owned business review. You guys have been sending me some more Black-owned businesses. So if you guys have another Black-owned business, you guys can send that to me. You guys can post it in the description. I mean, not the description. You can post it in the comment section. You can hit me in the DMs on my social media, or you can send me an email. And the email is afroelite10@gmail.com. And the link to that is in the description as well, too. But I will be getting out of here. When is the next mashup? That's a good question. I need to get the availability of everybody to get the next mashup going. I'm not sure. I need to look to reach out to everybody for the next mashup. But that is something we do need to do, another mashup. We do need to do this, okay? Common sense isn't common. Common sense is not common anymore. Not at all. Make sure you guys subscribe. Also, speaking of the lady with the Cash App, you know, wouldn't mind the Cash App at $ Afro Elite 10 on Cash App. Hit that like button. Make sure you guys please subscribe, like, and share the video as well too, because they're trying to like throw us off the algorithm. So if you guys share this on your Twitter, share this on your Instagram, take small clips, tag me in it on your Instagram so I can share it, you know, let your family and friends know about this video. That would greatly help as well too. So I much greatly appreciate that. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I hope you guys have a good weekend, safe weekend. I will see you guys Saturday for that Pan-Africanism versus Black First video. You guys take care. You guys be safe. Be one.